Today's updates, a major attack on Ukraine's power grid. We need to talk about that. U.S. aircraft carrier leaves Yemen behind and starts heading home. What will happen next over there? We don't know. Car repair shops, reports from you guys, already hurting before because people just can't afford repairs anymore. And continuing on our quest of helping people get more prepared and to save money, hopefully you listen to me on eggs. We got a report on that coming out too. All right, friends, welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and on this channel we cover news headlines and what's going on out there in the world and covering food shortages and such. And you guys send your reports in for updates like this to let us know what's going on out there. Of course, if you haven't checked out already, I have my Poplar Prepper channel. Look for the blue background for those. These are generally going to be purple background videos. The blue backgrounds are for practical related stuff. I have a video, I'll pin it at the end of the video, about how to get stocked up for breakfast during the apocalypse. All right, before we dive into everything, we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people who have retirement accounts get out of stocks and bonds and get into something safer like gold, silver, or platinum. I am a firm believer in getting set up in precious metals. I think the only thing people should be doing in the markets right now is shorting them. That means you profiting when they go down. But that's not investment advice. I'm just telling you where I'm coming from on that stuff. All right. There'll be a link at the end of the video if you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold. All right, in response to Ukraine's attack that we mentioned yesterday about their attack on 4 Russian refineries, Russia launched another attack on the power infrastructure of Ukraine. Ukraine called the attack massive. Now, this attack targeted power plants and stations. This now being called the 8th massive attack on energy infrastructure. It struck facilities primarily in the south and west of the country, and the power grid is teetering on the edge of a complete blackout. Russian attacks have destroyed now approximately half of Ukraine's energy capacity, and this is not coming from the Russians. This is coming from President Zelensky. All right, the U.S. aircraft carrier Eisenhower has transited the Suez Canal and has now entered the Mediterranean. It has been sitting off the coast of Yemen, trying to protect the ships coming back and forth. It is leaving. Yemen is now not covered by a U.S. aircraft carrier. The Roosevelt is coming into the theater at some point. But we're not sure where, we're not sure when. That has not yet been said. But Yemen currently has no aircraft carriers off the coast. If they've been bold up till now, I wonder if they will get bolder still now that they've just realized that the Eisenhower has transited the Suez Canal and is on the wrong side of that. Love Mama says, went shopping yesterday at Walmart in DeLand, Florida. My main goal was to get stocked up on meats to put in our deep freezer, right? We've been talking about the meat shortage that's coming. There were only 2 10-pound logs of hamburger, and the price was up by $5 from a month ago. I took both. There was not one package of steaks of any kind. Now, we're hearing a bunch of you guys talking about no fresh meats, the fresh meat disappearing. Only one chuck roast, and it was priced at $25. There were no chicken wings at all. Not one bag of codfish or catfish. This is a report from T in South Shore, Massachusetts. MA is Massachusetts. Okay. Went to Trader Joe's this morning. They only have one kind of their pasta that sells for 99 cents. They usually have 4 or 5 kinds. Also asked the cashier if they had any of the 24 packs of water. She replied that the store is not allowed to sell single-use water bottles anymore because of the new town ordinance. Yay for New England, right? But other beverages, like their pre-made smoothies, are okay. So they're allowed to sell sodas in plastic bottles, but they're not allowed to sell bottled water. Pompulus says, I work in the collision industry, car repair industry, right? We are getting parts in with handwritten invoices due to the hack. This is only one problem with this industry. We have no work here. People are not getting their vehicles repaired. They just don't have the money to pay their deductibles. If the vehicle is drivable, they're just driving it. The only time we are getting jobs in is if they are not drivable. Our business is down 85%. This is before the hack, right? 85%. Not sure how we can stay in business. Interesting. Rocker Dave says, Western Kentucky. Thank you, Steve, for the heads up on that egg prices would be rising soon in the video that you did at the beginning of this month, right? We came out and said, hey, prices are about to go up. That's what Cisco was saying. They're seeing tightness in the market, and we're seeing shortages developing out there behind the scenes, and that they would be showing up at stores. And I said, hey, stock up, get prepared. And this week, actually just in the last couple of days, I've started seeing a bunch of you start posting big surprises at the store when it comes to eggs. At the beginning of this month, I went and bought 5 dozen eggs at Walmart for $7.47. About 10 days later, they were $13, and now they're $14.44. Mikey at Walmart in Atwater, California. This is just an example. A box of 60 eggs went from $10.44 a box to $16.38 a box in just the last few weeks. Had a bunch of you guys commenting on very similar things, seeing big spikes in egg prices. So friends, if your egg prices haven't gone up yet, might want to grab some. And you might want to think about how you can preserve them so that you can be prepared. American Mom in Pasco, Florida said, recently changed from Blue Cross to Medicare. My established rheumatologist doctor's office explained to me that they accepted my Medicare plan, but because of the healthcare hack back in February, that happened last year, it's February, the Medicare plan has slowed down on paying their doctors. I was still welcome as a patient, but I might have to self-pay over $100. So anything costing more than $100, I have to self-pay that. For the required office visit before I can get my shot and then get refunded for my visit. I received a shot. I receive a shot from them every 6 months for my bones. They said I might have to self-pay, which is $1,500 for the shot, and then get reimbursed for it after Medicare pays for it. So to recap, I have insurance. I am an established patient. The hack caused the bills not to be paid over a year ago. Other people who had the Medicare plan at that time, not me, and now my important medical treatment is at risk. It took me 2 weeks just to get this information and several calls. Insane times. My bones are at real risk, and this is critical so I can stop the bone loss and not lose mobility. American Mom also had this report, also in Pasco, Florida. Had to go into a bank, and the woman at the next window asked to take out $4,000 of her own money. See, that's where you're wrong. It's not her own money anymore. According to the law, not your own money once it gets deposited at the bank. You're an investor of the bank, and it's an investment. Well, the bank refused and said that they did not have to give it to her, the $4,000. She asked how much she could get, and they said they could give her $2,000. She accepted. Friends, if you think your money sitting at banks are safe, you are not correct. Not correct. And because it's an investment anymore, if they get into financial problems, they can grab your investment. It's not your money. They have a contract that they owe you something, but it's different. And yes, it's still backed up by the FDIC, generally speaking, but that can take years before you get your money. And at present current rate, if they give you your money in 4 years, how much will that money be worth? Think about that one. Sadie says, we have never had cell phone problems like we're having now. East Central Indiana seems to be having several issues. Multiple times per week for a few months now, we've had no 4G. 5G is not here yet either. Not sure what is happening. Now, I put this up because I'm getting a bunch of reports from you guys about cell phones not working and it being very different than what you've experienced before. So I don't know what's going on. Again, I'm still wondering if it's just because I talked about it and then just out of just sheer numbers, a bunch of you are going to have issues with your cell phones and maybe you're coming out of the woodwork. But a bunch of you saying, no, this is very unusual what you're experiencing, and you're talking to other people and they're experiencing it too. So if anyone has any information on what's going on out there, if there's something going on out there with the cell phones, let me know. If you have reports or information on any topic, pop them down in the comments down below of this video or any video on this channel. Make sure you use the word update and give us some sort of geographical location if possible. Eric says, in Melbourne, Australia, I bought a few cans of whole peeled tomatoes, 400 grams from Woolworths, their own brand, a major supermarket in Australia. It had 2 smallish tomatoes in each. The rest of it was tomato liquid in the can. In the past, this type of can would have had 5 tomatoes in it. So not just here in the U.S., huh? Highlander says, Central Kentucky, I just finished up a 3-month stint of jury duty. This one will probably get you upset, friends. He's going to pull back the curtain of what's going on at the courthouses these days. The courts are a circus. As a God-fearing, conservative, gun-loving, outspoken citizen who knows his basic constitutional rights, they wanted nothing to do with me. I didn't get chosen to sit on a single case even once. All of the cases are now public record. 2 in particular that stood out was a ruling as to if a man who dresses like a woman can press charges against a cop for calling him sir and writing male who identifies as other on the police report. And the other was an illegal immigrant pressing civil charges against a citizen over a property dispute. If you're not here legally, how can you have property or have rights to property? Good questions, isn't it? Granny Shell says, our Sam's Club only had hamburger yesterday, no roast, steak, brisket, etc. We are in the middle of cattle country. Thankfully, we are stocked. Pray and prep and pray some more. Blessings. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold about what you can do with your retirement account, if you want to answer some questions, just hit that link right there, and that'll get you right there. If you want to get their phone number, you can always go down in the description down below. And if you want to check out another video from this channel, well, actually, over at Poplar Prepper, about how to get stocked up for breakfast, there's a link to it right there. Make sure you check out that channel and make sure you're subscribed. That's also our backup channel. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report and Poplar Prepper out.